LG freaking M's. Good morning, guys. How we doing? All right. I got a question. Kind of a favor before we get to the show. Okay. We're going to get to the NFT market. We're going to get to crypto, of course. So I like these projects that do this building in public, right? I think the Bored Apes always said they were doing that. Okay, plenty of them do this, right? I want to test out a new intro song on you guys. Anybody down for this? We're just going to do it. Okay, buckle up. If you tune into Inside NFTs, okay, it's a little similar vibe. We use this Suno AI app. Check this out, though. Good morning, Gravity. It's good to see you, man. All right, I'm going to play you my intro. It's like the first pass, right? First take. I got to keep working on it, iterating on it. But again, it's all right for the first time. Choina, good morning, sir. All right, I'm going to play you the new intro. Don't consider it a done deal, though. Like, this is not the one. And then we're going to get to it. I got a really tight hour today. I'll get into why. But hang on. Here we go. I'm not feeling it. I don't think that's the one. What do you guys think? I'm not feeling it. All right. Back to the drawing board, maybe salvage a little something there. If that's your thing, Choina, again, Boomer Gang here. Whatever. We'll keep working on it. Guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and share out the show, whether you're watching on X or on YouTube. And again, I'm going to keep asking maybe where people are watching. Yeah, first draft, man. Reggae version. I like that. I did a hip-hop one, and it actually wasn't bad, but reggae might be the way. I definitely want this to feel different than other shows, my other show at least. So yeah, there we go. Work in progress. And again, I'm going to keep doing this in public. Like, no shame. I don't care. It's cringy. I don't care. Anyway, tight show today. Again, like 1 hour, pretty hard lock to that. So Tuesday is newsletter day. And if you guys don't know, yeah, I do a newsletter once a week, sometimes twice a week. But I've been doing this now for 3 years, and I think this edition is actually going to be the 3-year anniversary, which is crazy. And I have a feeling I have one of the longest-running newsletters in the entire space. I know, like, B-Check does a newsletter, and so does Tyler. Tyler's might be running a little before mine. I know mine goes way before B-Check's. But, yeah, 3 years every week, have not missed a single one. So, going to have to get to that, again, right at 11. Right at 11. So let's get into this stuff. If you watched my morning video, you already saw how I started that, and I'm starting this the same way because it's really important. You guys know Adam, Web3 Adam. He's a big figure here in the NFT community. From the Pudgy Penguins, I think he's with Pudgy Gaming now. But dude got drained yesterday, and it sucks. That hits close to home. I mean, I guess for a couple reasons. One, because I got not drained like this, right? But I did get hit and lost my Pudgy too. It was a little Pudgy, right? This stuff sucks. I ran into this actually very early in my NFT career here with my brother Henry the Grape. Man, a few months in, his entire wallet was drained. I'm talking his Bored Apes. I mean, absolutely everything. So I see or have seen firsthand how devastating that is. It's awful. So I feel for this dude, right? Like 2 big Pudgies, 4 Lils, 3 Moonbirds. And it wasn't just like a bit of ETH. I mean, he ended up adding here, it's his entire ETH portfolio. So it just sucks. Now, dude's well-connected. I think he'll bounce back. I've found that the space is like very giving and it is like willing to help people like get back on track. And I know that's all you need in this space. But it sucks to see, really does. So always use these as a reminder, guys. Just be very careful. I mean, man, even if you're clicking on links with no plan to mint something, when I clicked a malicious link, I was researching, right? researching something I thought was like the Pudgy's game. Maybe it had gone live, so I clicked it. I signed without thinking. It was early, like 4 a.m. Again, even if you're not planning to mint something, you still can click and sign malicious things. So be very careful, guy. Like, sucks. Be careful. All right. A lot going on in the crypto market, which is impacting the NFT markets here. This happened, man. Did this news drop after our show yesterday? Might have been actually during, but actually it was right after. I remember I hopped on Gift Edge show on Web3 and we were talking about this. But yeah, okay, we saw Consensus sue the SEC last week on Friday. And we all just had this feeling, maybe this understanding that there was more to this, more to come. And it turns out that is the case. So apparently the SEC has already considered ETH a security for over a year. Not publicly, not in any of their legal cases out here. Nowhere have they ever referenced it as a security. In fact, the only thing the SEC you can find Gensler referring to ETH as not as a commodity, is not a security. But officially behind the scenes, when the merge happened, I believe it was that actually. Was this the date of the merge? I know something changed with the merge, though. They started calling it a security at that point behind the scenes. So again, these guys, man, keeping things as unclear as possible, giving these go-aheads for ETFs, even though they're not approved, but getting them to this review process period. All the while, they know they're calling them a security and they're going to attack them as a security. Again, corrupt is probably the right word here. It's hard to find a better word for it. It's pretty crazy. You know what? Okay, Gravity, I'm glad you said that because so in my video, God, maybe I cut it out, but I said I wanted to do like a little segment on security tools this week, and I still don't use them. I installed them and then I disabled the extensions. I need to get a list of it, and it is something like this, like Pocket Universe, guys. These things are really great at flagging malicious sites. You click on it, and it's going to give you some kind of pop-up on screen. You got to be using them. You have to. These guys are just getting sneakier and better, and oh, it's bad. And I still fear this day where like everyone, like some mass wrecking event, it's going to happen. I mean, pictures, I don't even know how this would work, but you know, like a whole wallet getting compromised. Early on, guys, in Bitcoin, do you remember when Xverse was storing, I think, your private key on a local file on your computer? Like that was a big deal early on. Again, new tech, that kind of stuff happens, but I always get a pit in my stomach because I think something like that's going to happen in this space. Right. Gravity, what's another tool to use? I remember that one. Rabby Wallet. Okay. Yeah, guys, listen to these guys. These are guys I know and trust, and I know they're right about this. Use protection. Use protection, guys. But you got to. You absolutely have to be safe here. Okay, give me a quick second. I need to get the show tweeted out here. And again, if you don't mind doing the same. Should probably type these up ahead of time, right? That'd be smart. All right, boom, done. Tell you this, I don't like going head to head with Tyler. I love that dude, but got to do it. Got to do it. I don't like it because I don't get to listen, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, dude. What a few days, but what a week here. Just in general, a lot going on already, and it's so darn early in the week. Feels like it's going to be a big one. Now, we were supposed to have, I guess, a big day for crypto today with the ETFs going live in Hong Kong, and it wasn't just Bitcoin ETFs, it was Ethereum ETFs as well. So I don't know about you guys, but I was certainly thinking we were in for a big morning, and we weren't. In fact, quite the opposite. A lackluster debut, you could say that. As of the time of this article here on Decrypt, just 11 million in volume from those ETFs, which is literally like peanuts. a fraction of what we saw, maybe like a tenth of the volume we saw with the Bitcoin ETFs here in the States. So not great. Now, on top of that, 140 million liquidated from the crypto markets. That's this morning in just 4 hours. So a lot of outflows. Now, like in my head, I like to think that's okay, and I actually believe it's okay. I think a lot of these guys take the opportunity to dump when there is more volume coming in. It's not in their best interest to crash the market. We've seen this, right? Like responsible shitcoiners, they do this. They pace their sales. Maybe a little similar goes on at this level with, these big Bitcoin buy and sell orders. I just have a feeling it works that way a bit. So I feel okay with outflows outpacing inflows. It's going to happen. And I think we all know where this is going too. I don't know any of us really that don't think we got a 2x incoming this year. Again, never financial advice. I don't know. None of us know. But following historical trends with Bitcoin and what happens after the halving, man, I think we know what's coming. Yeah, that was Peter. That's the interesting part is they're not. I was kind of surprised why people thought we were going to see like 2 or 3 times the volume. People were predicting like a $300 million day of inflows. So, yeah, I mean, yes, one whale bot is what it looks like. No one else seems to care. But yeah, interesting. We're probably going in the 50,000s today. Just kind of feels like that. I miss getting into TA. I really do. I'd love to go and chart Bitcoin again and look at where our support resistance levels are. But yeah, I would imagine, just a feeling, but we're going to be in the 50s probably today and probably really soon. But ETH now under 3,000. Not a great day for crypto. And again, never great for NFTs. Believe it or not, I know people said this wasn't going to happen, but a lot of us do price our NFTs in USD value. Right? They said that would never happen. We'll always price these things in the, native currency. It's not true. We're pricing these in USD. Avalanche, one of the few that, was up. Never mind. But yeah, not a great day. I'll keep checking in here, though. I'm just kind of curious how it'll go. But now, here's where you're looking at value, and let me give this a refresh. But as of right that moment, a little better, bouncing back a bit. But yeah, the NFT market, this is the Forecast 500 NFT Index, down 1.24%. So yeah, crypto taking a dump kills the value of NFTs. And at the same time, floor prices are not really holding up. So double whammy there. Nothing like, dude, a few weeks, let's say even a couple months ago, there were 2 different periods, 2 7-day periods where we were down 11, 12% in the 7-day view. So we're not touching that yet, which is great. I would say down 4% on the week is actually pretty solid and pretty normal. Maybe we don't want to look at year-to-date, though. And basically what this is telling you is if you bought NFTs on January 1st, most likely you're down about 33%. So, again, very typical, this is typical for NFTs. They are almost down only. They really are. Other than we get these few week little pumps. You know what those feel like? We're certainly we're not in that right now. Yeah, I would say we're not in one of those times right now. With that said, we're in a bull market, so... NFT sales yesterday, up slightly. Nothing noteworthy, nothing to write home about. Just over 25 mil, that is cross-chain sales. We got our sellers and buyers numbers in. Sellers up by like 100, barely anything. Buyers up, though. Trade profits, not looking great, guys. We were $1 million in the negative yesterday, 2 days ago. 760,000 in the negative. That was yesterday. And over $500,000 in the negative today. So profit's not looking great. And then just quickly peeking at who's moving in this market. I would say no real surprises, but at the same time, it's nice to see Azuki and Moonbirds up in the top 10. You don't see Moonbirds up there often. And that'll be a big focus on this show because we did get a lot of big updates from some good, old, reliable ETH projects. And I love it. I love seeing the OGs making news and making moves. Always weird to think of it like this, though. Bored Apes, CryptoPunks, Mutants, Moonbirds, 4 Yuga Labs projects in the top 10. And there were times back in the day when you'd have the Kennel Club up in there and other deeds, and we'd have like 5 of the top 10, all Yuga Labs assets. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look great, man. That's for sure. Although, dude, conviction high. Like, you know, I think a lot of us are thinking long term, and this kind of doesn't phase you. Speaking for myself, I can only do that, but not phased. Big sales yesterday, and hat tip to you guys who, in the middle of the show actually gave me one of the biggest sales. But biggest sale was this CryptoPunk sale. Hoodie Punk, 105 ETH, $332,000. Guys, I really do want to chat about CryptoPunks. Curious your thoughts on this, because I have thought for a while now, kind of like we're seeing Bored Apes test their all-time lows, right? Like they hit under 10 ETH for just a day. This was about 2 weeks ago. I think we're going to see similar with punks. Now, not 10 ETH. I don't think we'll ever see 10 ETH punks. But I won't be shocked if we see 15 to 20 ETH punks. I agree with Beanie here. I need to hear from sane people, though. Like, what do you guys think? Do you ever see punks getting down to 10 to 15 ETH? Because I want you to keep in mind what I said just a moment ago, that we're in a bull market. We're in a bull market, and we're seeing these kind of prices. So punks in the 30 ETH range. Bored Apes are back to 12, 13. We're going to take a peek at that. What do you think happens when we get to a deep, dark bear market like we saw last fall? I think prices that are going to shock people. Absolutely shock people. Unless you're expecting what I'm expecting here. Yeah, trying to no as far as the broad market, the macro market, absolutely with you here. Nothing to panic about. Totally normal. But CryptoPunks in general, I think, man, if you've always wanted a punk, save up your money. Wait for the next bear market. I think we're going to see these down to 15, 20. I really do. And that's exactly my plan, guys. Hey, good morning, Assassin. Hey, how about that Coinbase tease? I don't think that's decentralized, but it's not going to stop me from teasing that out there. Why not? Okay, maybe I'm the only one thinking 10 to 15 is doable and probably likely. Or excuse me, 15 to 20. I really do think that's on the way. Other big sales, though, again, the one you guys pointed out yesterday, this OMB 4 Bitcoin sale. It's about $250,000, guys, so huge sale. And then a nice Azuki Spirit, really nice. Now, I don't remember if that came before or after the big news yesterday. And really, it wasn't news. It is something that they've been planning on and had the release date for a while, but we will get into that in a moment. It is their new anime that drops today. But a 70 ETH sale for this Spirit Azuki, 214 grand, really nice sale. And then looking at ETH, we're looking at the floor prices here. Yeah, Moonbirds up. Azuki up. The projects with news up. Pudgy Penguins had news, so look, you see those 3 projects that did have news. You noticed them on the thumbnail if you're here on YouTube, but they're up. Not a lot else is up, though. Again, keep Azuki, Moonbirds, Pudgies in mind, because that's who we're going to be talking about in a minute here. I want to peek at Solana. I want to peek at Bitcoin. I want to peek at Base here. But yeah, pretty mixed bag over on Solana as well. Really feeling like, well, I don't know. I don't want to get deep into comments about Solana. I don't know enough about it. I don't know. I feel like there's a shift from those PFPs there. There's just so many other ecosystems where it feels like you can get in early. I'm talking Blast and Base. And still ordinals, still Bitcoin ordinals to a degree. All right, you're looking at 10 to 15, maybe 2. Great. Yeah, dude, great. But how likely, Choina, do you think that is? Do you think we'll actually see that? I do. I really do. So yeah, Solana gonna reserve any, like, I just don't have any insights into it that I want to share because, again, I have, like, no skin in the game there. Wish I did. Now, Bitcoin, like, volume absolutely fallen off a cliff here. Once the runes have been extracted from these collections, it's a different game over here now. Now, a lot of that volume is on the rune side now, but you see Prometheans down to 0.015. The other thing going on here is Bitcoin puppets. Keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on Node Monkeys, even Quantum Cats. But the Merlin L2, they have their unlock today, right? I thought this happened last week. I don't know if there was a delay or if it was like there was an unlock period where today the NFTs you can finally bridge off of that L2. What that means is potentially a lot more supply getting listed. And specifically, it's Bitcoin puppets and Node Monkeys that a lot were locked up in the L2 in Merlin. I think Node Monkeys are around 1,000. Like 1,000 of these ordinals locked up. So if, hey, let's say similar to the CryptoPunk conversation, if you were looking to get a Node Monkey or a puppet, you're probably looking at a good opportunity coming here. If you got conviction long term, and I do on these things, I'm actually going to consider maybe getting something. Long-term conviction, I think puppets, I think, again, not financial advice here, by the way, but I think a lot of these top-tier ordinal collections, I think we're looking at 2-3 Bitcoin floors in the peak euphoric market, which I cannot wait for, but you know what that feels like. We're not in that now. But if puppets drop to like 0.2, I'm a maybe there. Node monkeys also. We get to 0.2, and I don't mean in the 0.2 range. I mean literally 0.2. If we got 1,000 new node monkeys hitting the market, and all of them are still in profit here, and you got a 2-to-1 holder count here, right? Like 5,000 holders, 10K supply. I think we'll have some sellers. I don't think the Merlin thing is priced in like a lot of people did. So I'll say even 0.25, maybe looking at a node monkey there. But I'll say I won't be shocked if these drop to, like, I'll say even 0.19. At that price, I'm buying for sure. That applies to a puppet too. I think the airdrops these guys get makes it worthwhile for me. But keep your eyes on this stuff, guys. Yeah. You know, punks are the only NFT that I would bet on long term. I mean, there's a lot I've got conviction in. There's a lot I love, but punks is the only one that I think it doesn't matter what happens, regulations to other NFT projects. Nothing will impact the significance of CryptoPunks long term. That's why I have a V1 Punk. I think the same applies to them. Good morning, Eagle Eye. Good to see you, brother. Quick peek at base, and then I want to look at runes here, and not going to spend a lot on runes yet because we'll come back to it. I want to get into the Azuki, Pudgy, Moonbirds updates because there's a lot. Mystical doing some numbers. Holy cow. Was actually thinking I had this set to the 7-day period, and I don't. One day. 160 ETH in volume for Mystical, which is an ERC 404 collection over on base. I love ERC 404s, man. I really do. I think that's a special token standard. Even though it's not really a token standard, I love it. Yeah. Dude, absolutely. The Swatches art collection doing well here too. I'm trying to see if I can do some numbers in my head, but it feels like maybe base is starting to pick up a bit. So let's see, 200. Let me think here. I don't know. Maybe we haven't cracked a mil in volume, actually. That's the threshold I'm looking at for this. As of yet, we had not hit 1 million in daily volume over on base, at least since they were onboarded onto Magic Eden. But that's the number I'm looking for. I think we'll get there. Certainly hope we'll get there. You know what? Hang on, guys. I forgot to drop my show to my buddies, my pals. I want them in here watching too. All right, there we go. Okay, and runes. Runes. The Cyberkongs dropped their decentralized rune yesterday. I have a feeling most of you guys watching here have got a bag of runes. Or I should say, of decentralized. Not a bad start, too. Came out of the gates over $100 million market cap. Oh my god, look at this. Dude, it's so funny seeing new runes getting etched. I don't know. I love it. It's a whole new like meme ecosystem. Never a downside to that. But decentralized getting out there right now. Yeah, I mean, not so bad. Again, market cap not what it was yesterday. Yesterday, about 105 mil, I think was the peak. And that made these batches, your allocation worth about 0.07. Now, if you added that to the value of your Promethean that you possibly still have, you're looking at about 0.09 in value between the two sides. Right now, it's all down, right? You see 0.053 for your allocation of runes, and we saw 0.015 for the Promethean itself. So, still not bad, almost 0.07. So, honestly, if you zoom out and look at it like that, these are holding their value really well. Now, okay, I gotta ask here, guys. Okay, gotta cheat. Just gotta go right to my profile and look. But possibly, guys, maybe possibly. Why am I not following Coinbase? Could that be about decentralized? What's up, man? Oh, man. I will get in big trouble if I share anything. I'll just tell you that it's no, I can't say anything. It's going to be worth it though, I'll tell you that. I can say that. A lot going on, a lot of building happening, and it's a lot more than people might realize. Obviously, you know there's an NFT collection. I can tell you there's a lot more. Dude, OMB, I mean, top of that list, right? I mean, they're up there. I put OMB above Puppets, but right on equal footing to Node Monkeys, Quantum Cats. That's where OMB is. It's hard to beat those guys. I think they're fantastic. I actually really, really want one. Thinking about maybe trying to go play Liquidium. So offer up a loan. Maybe somebody defaults. Maybe I get an OMB for kind of cheap. Would love that. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Eagle Eye. I mean, right now is the time to look for discounts, right? Well, can you explain that? What's Lightning? Oh, gotcha. Lightning Network. Got it. Interesting. Well, for now, let's pretend it's CyberKongz. Absolutely. Again, especially if we get OPCat, if that gets if we get that soft fork on Bitcoin, we get that implemented, we start getting people building out tools. But check this out, guys. Actually, this is, man, I want to come back to runes, but I do want to show something. Okay, because this is actually exactly what we need here for runes, which is, okay, Runestone officially listed on OKX, not in the Rune marketplace, but for spot trading, right? You now can trade RuneCoin over there just like you would trade any kind of crypto, any fungible token. You're not buying the batches of them. You literally just, it's just like in any DEX, any centralized exchange. You just buy and sell it as you would any fungible token. So this we need a lot more. And I think we're going to get it. I think we'll get Dog. And I think we'll get Decentralized. I think we'll get all of it, honestly. It's so young in this ecosystem. And how many times did you see meme coins on Solana that you wished you got in when they were, a couple $1 million market caps? And you see what their potential is. And I think a lot of us believe the potential here on Bitcoin greater than anywhere else. So I'm hodling, man. Yeah, join it. Sounds like that's it. Lightning Network. Yeah. Oh, get out. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, right. Yep. Hey, and again, stepping on some stories to come, but might as well drop it here since we're talking runes. I'm sure you guys follow Leonidas. By the way, Leonidas was not able to make it to the Little Noun show yesterday. He should be on next week. So sorry if you guys came out for that kind of last minute. He was not able to make it. But yeah, rescheduled for next week. This is pretty awesome. Bybit. Okay, they published an article about Dog. I don't know if they publish articles about everything, right? I don't know the context of this, but it's great marketing. If you read it, it's interesting seeing them compare it to Doge and comparing it to Sheeb. So good platform to have some eyes on Dog. And honestly, I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's very, very early for this stuff. Now, I'm curious who wrote this. If this is like their staff or if this is some freelance thing, what it takes to get your article up on Bybit. This seems like it's right from them. So yeah, really cool. Really cool to see that. I think runes are in a really great spot right now. I remain bullish. I remain Kongish on it all. Yep. Dude, Eagle, I'm the same, dude. I really am. All right, let's get to those ETH projects because they are big updates, and it has been so long since we had good ETH stories to talk about. Just truthfully, it's been such a dry spell. Let's start with Azuki. That might be the one I'm most excited about for whatever reason. Not even a big anime person. Like, I think we all have an anime phase, maybe. Could be wrong. But do you guys remember this teased? I mean, really, they teased this stuff, I feel like, way earlier this year. Their anime that's coming. I don't know if I can play sounds or not here, but, I mean, this is incredible looking. Incredible looking. Like, man, they have some like legendary anime talent too. So this is not going to be just, hey, let's try an anime. This is a like swinging for the fences kind of anime. And I think they're going to pull off something special here. So you see that, Enter the Garden. First episode drops, I believe, at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. It's going to be on YouTube. And don't forget, these guys have an anime. Now, I don't know if it's officially them, but there's the anime chain coming to Arbitrum. There's the anime token. They got a lot of stuff they're cooking, man. I just, man. To see also all these other anime collections, Zokyo, what is it? The Neo Tokyo for sure too, but what's the other one? San Fran Tokyo. They're all partnering up, right? And it'll be through this anime chain. There's something very cool coming. Now, if these guys lean into to licensing the way that Luca showed us how to do, you got something really, really special brewing there. Now, this I'll maybe tack on. This was news to me. I think it might have just dropped this morning. I think it did. Yeah. So saw this from whale.mocha. So Anime Coin, they launched Gotcha Grab yesterday. And right off the bat, this benefits Azuki holders. Non-holders too, I guess, okay, but collect points. What do you do with those points? I'm literally reading this live with you guys. Okay, so hold Azuki NFTs. If you connect your wallet and hold Azuki, Elemental, or Beans, they automatically collect points from then on. Your collector score determines how many points you can collect per day. A single Azuki collects 1,000 points a day. Any of you guys got an Azuki, by the way? I've never once had exposure to Azuki NFTs. Never. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, Ard. Yeah, literally never had a bean, an elemental. I would like an elemental, got to be honest. Like, they're affordable. I would like exposure to that ecosystem. Now, you only get points if they're unlisted. So when you list, I don't know if you reset. If you sell the NFT, you lose. Okay. You can increase the rate of your points by forming squads. So what is that, like pairing different, like an elemental with an Azuki with a bean? Or is it mixing and matching like actual elements on them? I'm not sure. Oh, okay. You guys remember that green bean? Interesting. So we now know what the utility is for. Okay. People got that after the elementals drop. Does he say why? We also know what the green bean that holders received might be used for. Well, just using that machine, I don't think he said what it's actually for. All right. Non-holders can get points. Spin the wheel. Here's what we're really getting at. What do you do with those points? Well, for 100 points, you spin the wheel. And what can you win? Is it maybe bags of that anime coin? That could be. Okay, yeah, people speculating that's going to go towards a future anime coin drop. Okay. Okay, hey, I like that. It's just gamifying the farming experience. I like it. Gives people a ton of content to post about, right? Like their spins, all that stuff. That's a really good question. Is it on ETH or is it maybe on Arbitrum? Because I don't think that anime chain is live, so I'm going to assume this is on ETH. I'm assuming so. You know, honestly, okay, it's on ETH as far as you're connecting your wallet and attaching your ETH assets. The other part, like the actual spinning and points and stuff, is probably all off-chain. Just a guess here. I'll do more digging into this. I think this is really cool. So I'll do more digging. I can come later this week with more info, but I think that overview is it's pretty darn cool. All right, let's move on to more of those classic ETH projects giving us some big news. Moonbirds. This was interesting as far as how the community reacted to it. Also, this might be, I got to work on formatting the screen here a little. That'll work. So again, you guys probably did see this. It happened early enough in the day. But Moonbirds no longer CCO, and they're going to get around that little CCO problem by dropping holders new art. Now, actually, here's what I don't know. If the art actually changes on your NFT or if you're getting a brand new NFT. So totally unsure about that, but new Moonbirds out in the ecosystem, not CCO. Again, no, does it matter? Nobody's really done enough with IP other than Luca to really make that matter, but I do think that's starting to change. So maybe that's good for them. And by the way, the art looks really cool on these new ones. I should pull up some of the art. I think it looks great. Darn it. That was our real Moonbirds post. All right, so here's the actual post with all the details from them. Again, there's more than just the art change from CCO, although that was the top of this, right? So really building out this world at this point, building out their lore, and they've been doing that all along behind the scenes, right? So this is not like a pivot for them. They've put out plenty of videos of kind of over the year or past couple of years of them developing this story. A lot going on here. So these guys got a lot coming. I mean, some kind of animation, and I think with Yuga behind this all, probably going to be something pretty darn significant. Okay, so we got the CCO stuff. We've got this animation coming. Moonbird holders getting a 3D avatar, right? So that's for the animations. It's for the other side. It's for whatever else they come up with. So kind of cool. I mean, at this point, it is expected. If you have one of those top-tier ETH NFTs, I mean, you expect a 3D avatar. And it was funny seeing the Bored Apes just getting theirs now. They're also building out a digital space, so like their own little metaverse hangout area. Everyone's doing that now. Yuga Labs does have other side. A lot of projects have, like on Cyber, like I work with the Crypto Bats. We have these on Cyber galleries, but there are a little social hangout spot too. We do little parties there. So this is cool. Moonbird's building out something. I imagine, well, actually curious what you think. Do you guys think this is going to be inside of the other side, or at least in like the improbable type, those instances, right? Do you think they're using the same tech, or do you think they're going somewhere else entirely here? Like, what is their social hangout spot? I'm going to guess it's going to be some kind of plot in the other side, using the improbable kind of environment or engine. And then I'll be honest, I actually think this is the coolest part of all, but that they're focusing on IRL events. This feels very much to me like Yuga Labs is bringing them in as a core pillar, right? Because think of this, they got to work through keeping their Bored Apes happy. They've got the mutants they got to keep happy, keep them happy with events, IRL stuff. It feels like them giving them their own like satellite party at 8Fest. They say next to 8Fest, but to me that's at 8Fest. Tells me they're going to take these Moonbirds pretty darn seriously and make them a really important part of the collection, of the family over there. Dude, I always forget about the Meebits. I want a Meebit badly. I always forget about them. Just, I'm probably like most of us, I'm a Yuga Labs. Oh my God, not a Yuga Labs. I am a Larva Labs stan. Love them. Oh, interesting. That's an interesting take that Faraway builds out some kind of little gaming thing. Like, even though they gave all this IP to Faraway, I think they're all still partners. I think. But yeah, I think this is actually, again, the most important part Moonbirds brought into like the party space. And then don't forget, they still got separately the whole proof ecosystem to start building out like this art presence, which I say this all the time, but they just shoehorn that into the CryptoPunks brand, which doesn't make sense. I've always disliked that. So I think this is awesome. Actually, guys, I had Stevie from Moonbirds on a few weeks ago. I did a 420 12-hour live stream. Stevie from the Proof Moonbirds team came on, and I asked her about that. Like, will we see probably a shift away from the art being, kind of driven through the CryptoPunks brand? And she sounded like yes. I can't even remember exactly her answer, but it sounded like CryptoPunks behind the scenes, that team is working hand in hand with Proof. There is something there. I would love to get her back on, by the way. She was awesome. She already said yes, but got to work out maybe a time or date or something. But yeah, I mean, it was a good convo, and I could tell from how she was talking about this that there is a lot going on in that ecosystem. So a lot of building for the Moonbirds. Love that. Did I save any community reactions? Oh, you know what? Okay, guys. I mean, let's be honest. This is getting to be a real problem, and it happens way more often with Yuga Labs announcements, right? Did you guys see this? Okay, like, why is it? It's okay, let me be fair. It is not just Yuga Labs, but it's a lot of projects here in this space. Big announcements are front run There is a lot of insider trading going on. Here's the Moonbirds. This is pre-announcement. I guess, like, this is the pre-announcement part, right? And let me look at the dates here. Actually, I can tell you for sure last week there were meetings. There were meetings going on and people were signing NDAs and stuff. They were getting filled in on the plans, and it was probably right around here. Like, for sure that was happening. This is when the news broke, though. So this right here is what we're looking at. This is the possible insider trading. Possible. Alleged. Okay, there's some other people pointing out that maybe it's not because, you know, there were other Yuga Labs assets pumping at the same time. But, I mean, dude, it happens every time. Every time. Okay, so here's somebody else pulling up a chart. It wasn't just Moonbirds. It was like, again, everything in the Yuga ecosystem. So Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, Kennel Clubs. But still, maybe people thought that was bullish news for the whole ecosystem. And, you know, I don't know. Eddie walked back his statements, though. He doesn't think it was a, you know, insider trading thing. I don't know. And again, I also think it's funny people clowning on the no longer CCO. You can't just make something not CCO again, which is why they're dropping new art. So just good fun. It's just good fun, guys. Now, Pudgy Penguins, also news yesterday. Actually, a couple things here. All right, first is Project, what is it called? Overpass IP. Okay, so already you can go and use your Pudgies and apply for licensing for toys. And was there anything else? I think it was just toys at this point. But now they got their first third-party licensing deal. This is a game that's coming from Orange Cap Games, some type of card game, right? So they're looking for 200 Pudgy Penguins. You can submit them again at Overpass IP. Which, by the way, really cool platform, really innovative. I do think a lot of projects are going to adopt that, and I bet you they open it up for other projects to use at some point. But I love that. That's definitely building. But I think just as big over there in the Pudgy world. Where's my search? Is Luca Netz, like, awakening from his slumber. Dude's been pretty quiet, right, this year? Like, the entire year, we've not heard a lot from the guy. Ooh, actually, guys, hang on. This is cool. From an Orange Cap here, a little tease about their game. Okay, coming Q4 this year. Trading card game. Is this going to be like Pokemon? Yeah, would love to see a Pokemon-style game. That'd be cool. Feels like that's what it's going to be. Now, okay, aside from that, Luca's saying the hiatus has gone on long enough. Pudgy Summer's coming. I think Pudgies are going to rip this year. Out of those three projects, Azuki, Moonbirds, Pudgies, which are you most bullish on this year? And how are we going to quantify that? Which do you see having the best year as far as, let's say, floor price increasing? So yeah, Azuki, Pudgies, Moonbirds. You're putting money in one. You're putting money in one of them right now. Which are you going to see the biggest returns in? Hit me, guys. Hey, dude, great point. Yeah. Who's doing that the best, too? Azuki might, through this anime. If this thing takes off, Azuki might be the one. For now, it's Pudgies. It's not Moonbirds. It's definitely Pudgies, but it's maybe Azuki coming in strong. I'm with you, though, dude. I'm just bullish on Luca. Like, everything the man has done. I love this dude. I think he's just such a smart guy. And just so good for the space. I really like him. All right. Do we cycle back to runes here? We don't have a lot of time. Again, keeping it tight today. Anything? Well, okay. I want to bring this up or make sure it's really clear. Guys, Questions throughout, drop them in the chat. Like, always open for questions, or if you're seeing big topics out there that you just know we got to get on, drop them. Always watching the comments here. But again, because we are going to be done here, 10, 15 minutes, let's get on to Eigen layer. Man, what a clusterfuck that turned into. Like, oh, dude, it's so bad. And I mean, the best part, the silver lining, first off, I don't mean to laugh, especially if maybe you had, like, staked over there. But, dude, it, like, worst case scenario played out, right? It was being called the biggest airdrop maybe ever. It was supposed to be a massive, massive airdrop. I mean, dude, something like $15 billion was locked up in Eigen layer. Okay? We find out yesterday. Hang on. Peter, you talking about decentralized airdrops? I have a feeling. Okay, but Eigen layer, again, hopefully you guys not in, or if you are, that you're not here in the States, because if you're here in the States, man, you can't claim. You don't get a reward. And you can't even work around it with a VPN. They are going out of their way to block that. And they have to, guys. They have to. Okay, I'm going to put this on screen while we're discussing here. Because fucking brilliant use of the meme. Like, absolutely brilliant, guys. All right, so here's what happened, in case you don't know. Okay. All this money staked in Eigen layer. A lot of people hoping to make big, big bucks. Okay, first off, we got the date, May 10th. That is the date of the token claim. Now, when you claim, you can't sell. In order to properly decentralize that token, you're going to be blocked from trading for a period. And I don't think they said how long. It's as long as they want or need. I wonder if their backers, if their investors are locked out or not. They are going to be to a degree, but I bet they get out first, at least some. Did Loopify do this one? Dude, man, I got to follow him. This is brilliant. Like, one of the best versions of this I've ever seen. Okay, so let's say you claim your Eigen. You can't sell it. And again, if you're in the States, you can't even claim it. You get nothing. So you can pull your investment back, but you're not getting any of the airdrop. Oh, brutal. Again, VPN, no-go. Okay, so you guys remember Blur? Hopefully you had points there and you were able to claim token. They just asked you to check a box, right? Check a box here, say you're not from the States. That was your way around it. I believe, right? You didn't have to use a VPN. Thing is, that doesn't hold up. Like, I don't know where Eigen layer is based, but if they're here in the States and the SEC, whoever wants to go after them, it's not sufficient to have a box to check. Blur is not based here, so I think that's how they get around it. But Eigen layer, if they are here, that's why they blocked VPNs, because just having a checkbox and have people say, I'm not here in the States, doesn't absolve you from any kind of responsibility or liability. It doesn't. So they had to do the smart thing, it's probably the right thing. They just should have said up front, if you're in the U.S., you will never qualify for this. And they didn't. They took your money. Blur needed a VPN. Gotcha. Funny thing, though, dude, again, if you used a VPN and in the States, Blur can and maybe will get in trouble for that. I just don't think they're based in the States, so probably doesn't matter. But Eigen layer, huge disappointment. Like, huge. Again, it's supposed to be one of the biggest things in this space, and the sentiment shift is just absolutely wild. So not good. Still, will bring some liquidity to the space next week. Just not my my U.S. pals. And then Frentech, guys, I don't remember if we talked this yesterday. I can't remember. Because yesterday was supposed to be the day that Frentech went live. V2 went live, I should say. And the Friend token airdrop. Now, that was pushed to Thursday, and they said they were pushing it to Thursday so they could bake in some extra. Now that we're saying it, I feel like we talked about this, but whatever. People were asking for the ability to share their points, their winnings, like their allocation with their key holders. So Frentech's like, hey, we hear you. That'd be cool, too. Like, give us a few days to build that in. But I'm hearing from some other people that That's not the case. Maybe they're trying to take some of Degen's thunder. I guess Degen, the token on base, also has a drop coming, and I think that's Wednesday. So I think they're looking to drop right after to steal the thunder from that. Maybe take people's liquid, whatever people made. They want people rolling it right over into Friend. Yeah, I don't think you just give up a date that easy. I think they weren't ready for it, or they had other bigger plans and maybe not as nice plans. So, I don't know. There you have it. Friend Tech, though, coming in 2 days. I like Friend Tech, kinda. In fact, I gotta log in and check. I don't know what keys I hold anymore. You guys remember when Maki launched his own SoFi platform? I was buying some of those keys or whatever they call them, tickets, whatever over there. I don't think that thing, it's Machi. I don't think he's a builder. So probably just lost ETH over there and nothing more. But yeah, Friend Tech delay, not great, but also whatever. Hey, point there is liquidity's coming in. It's just more liquidity to get dropped. And guys, we got to figure out what the hell's going on Frame. In fact, that reminds me. Frame Marketplace. Like, did they just drop off the face of the earth here? So this was backed by, Luca Nets. I remember that. They were supposed to have their claim go live, all this stuff, back in January, like last week of January. Nothing came of it. Remember, this is an L2. Here it is here. Frame is an L2 that has royalties, baked into the platform at the blockchain level, was my understanding, right? Dude, radio silence. Yeah, oh my goodness. Last we heard from them was January 29th. Almost 3 months. Dude, it's been 3 months since we heard from Frame. That's absolutely wild. Anyway, it is what it is. Now, Blast. Just, man, the Spidey sense tingling just keeps getting stronger and stronger. It really does, because I think the timeline's going to be flooded here. Flooded with people getting rewards. Now, curious if you guys play on Blur, if you trade there. Okay, I saw Season 3 is ending, and now I'm not sure. Is that Blur Season 3, or is that Blast? I'm assuming it's Blur. Yeah, that would be Blur Season 3. And we saw guys that look like they're going to make 20+ million in rewards. We also know... Okay, we also know that the Blast integration is coming to Blur. And it says April. Guys, it could be today. I mean, man, they've not said anything about a delay here. Maybe it should be today. All right, so keep your eyes out for that. We might get the Blast Blur integration here. Whenever Season 3 ends, maybe that's when Season 4 kicks off and is maybe the official launch of this and giga-charging the space with rewards here. I won't be surprised by any of that. But the big point there is I just think there's a lot of rewards that are going to be all in people's faces between Blur and Blast, and I think it's going to be, man, blast off time. Hate to sound like a cornball there, but yeah, good take, Eagle. And they already do. You know what? My kids think everything I do here is cringe, and they're actually right. They're actually right, dude. You saw my intro. You saw me yesterday. Let's not talk about it, but it is cringe. They like the Pudgy Penguin stuff, though. They genuinely like it. So, Pudgy's got something special. They really do. Watch for this, guys. I just think, I wish I could tell you more substantially why, but I go by gut. And my gut's telling me this is going to be a really, really hot time for that L2. Finally. Okay, this I'm excited about. One of my favorite things on, well, I'll say in all of Web3 is collecting art. And I think if you were here early enough too, and you got to experience Tezos in its heyday, right? The beginning on Hen, Hick at Nunk. What a special time that was. Maybe my favorite era here in NFTs. But Hick at Nunk. And then later that year when FX Hash was born. That was just a great time, and it's when a lot of us learned generative art. We understood it for the first time. We understood why it matters and what its place is in the history books for art. So really cool stuff. I've got just such an affinity, such an attachment here to FX Hash. They got a whole site redesign coming, which I love. Actually, you guys want to see one of my biggest, I don't want to call it an alpha call, but I'll tell you one of my biggest plays I may make here soon. I'll share with you if I'm making moves here. Got no problem doing that. But check this out. Do you guys know Zancan? I know my buddies who are here watching know Zancan. God, I shouldn't even be sharing this, but whatever. Okay, Zancan, easily one of my favorite artists ever. Okay, his most significant collection it was here, Garden Monoliths. And at one point, these had a, $50,000 floor, maybe even more. So I saw this roll through like the FX hash sales bot, and man, let me think here, 5,000, like 5,000 TES, about $5,000 USD. I may actually go for one of these, which might sound stupid, buying an expensive thing over on Tezos, which, man, a lot of people think is a dead chain. They do. And I might agree, but it's Zancan I believe in. And, this was always a kind of a milestone for me, was to acquire one of these. Definitely looking at trying here. Definitely looking at trying. And so, if you like some riskier stuff, if you got cojones, maybe that's the play, right? It's less of a bet on Tezos, it's more of a bet on Zancan. If we get an art season cooking, will these cook? Will they bounce back? Will you see a 2x in these? I kind of think so. But I kind of just want one. So, just a heads up, letting you know what I'm doing. If I do it, I'll certainly let you guys know. I think there's something to that. But hey, the point there, wow, what a tangent. FX hash platform update looks really cool. The preview looked fantastic. So looking forward to that. Those guys also on base now, by the way, just so you know. So you can mint on base, and at this time, guys, I got to show you something. This collection from Puniver, I think I say that right, I think. Over 200,000 mints. Huge. Like, massive. This is, again, that's a base collection. Base, I think, is going to be the art chain. I think they're taking over where Tezos left off. And let me show you that collection, then we're gonna say see ya here. But yeah, check this out, guys. 200,000 editions is wild. All right, let's see. Marketplace, here we go. Now, I'm going to drop a link, guys, because it's a free mint. It's a free mint in what is, as of right now, the largest it's the longest long-form gen art collection ever. There's none bigger. Zancan had the record with his base drop a couple months ago. Before that, he had the record with his ETH drop from a few years ago. What was that? Carbon Capture. Right? Landscape with Carbon Capture was the biggest. It's like 12,000 editions. But now this takes the cake here, man. 231,000 editions. Again, free mint. No downside to it, right? And it's cool. A lot of great outputs here. And then we'll wrap on this. And if you saw my morning video, you saw this. And I'm glad Henry's not watching because he'll hate the saying. But, dude, I got to give Top Shot their flowers. These guys have found the right way to reward holders, reward the community. So we got a buddy here. I don't know if he's watching, but Cat's Fanatic. He won tickets to go see the Orlando Magic. For the second time, he's won tickets, I think, through NBA Top Shot. And now you got guys winning tickets to the NBA Finals. Man, these guys get it. I love it, man. You just gotta find new innovative ways to reward your community here. And they have. And I think they have for a while now. But yeah, great to see it. Love to see this with the NFL. What's the NFL one called? What is wrong with me? NFL. Someone help me. NFL. It's not Breakaway, right? I don't know. Whatever their NFL product was. I'm Googling it because I can't believe I can't remember. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, at least. I hope they start doing that too. And really, all these guys got to do is make it fantasy sports. That's it. That's all you got to do. NBA Top Shot, buy the cards, set your lineup. Do what Sorarer's doing. Sorare kills it. Those guys are incredible. So yeah, bake fantasy sports into these sports collectibles. And dude, you've got some. That's it. Thank you, Choina. NFL all day. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Bake fantasy sports into this stuff and guaranteed you have like the biggest product on the face of the earth. It's that simple. DraftKings does it. I don't know why All Day and Top Shot haven't yet, unless they do and I just don't know, but I'm pretty darn sure they don't. They should do it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. All right, guys. Drop me any comments if there's any big stories I missed. Otherwise, should pull up a link for you guys for my newsletter. Yeah, I'll drop it in the comments here afterwards. But guys, yeah, appreciate you tuning in like always, dude. Episode 2. It's pretty cool. I'm getting a feel for this show. I'm absolutely digging it. Hey, thank you, Gravity. Appreciate it, man. It's different. Solo show's just a different vibe. I love it. I love the vibe of all the shows, but this is the one I'm going to put everything into. I mean, everything. So just expect more. I said it yesterday, I think, but just more. Tighter, better content, get some more insights. But again, building as we go. So you're going to see this evolve into something much bigger, better as we go, and we'll get plenty of special guests on this. That's maybe the thing I'm most excited about, is getting some interviews live here from some of the biggest names in the space. That is definitely happening. Would love to be able to use this as a vehicle to get whitelist for people watching too. So just all kinds of stuff like that. Giveaways, a lot of fun stuff. And yes, Swizzer, yeah. Now, yeah, keep in mind, I'll be on this afternoon at 3:30. Well, actually, it's 4:30 Eastern time. Yes, Henry will be there. Joe will be there. That'll be over on NFTLDR. So Inside NFTs, you catch that on YouTube or on X. For now, though, guys, just so you don't miss these shows, miss these shows. Again, not sure where people are watching quite yet. I think quite a bit over on X. But make sure, guys, you subscribe. I'm losing my voice. Holy cow. But make sure you subscribe to SlamX Official over on YouTube. This is where these streams are going. There's going to be more content that's directly here, exclusive to this platform. So definitely subscribe here. A lot of good stuff coming. And then, yeah, guys, I'll see you, in a few hours over on Inside NFTs. Again, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.